Hey guys, just Sectional Violence here. Again, we're pretty late in the night. I'm working overtime, but it is what it is. It's all gonna be worth it in the end. Let's get through Bellator 294. And then we're gonna get into Bellator 295. Okay, so this Bellator card would have been an absolutely monster night for me, but I made a mistake, and I'll get to that later. So let's start off the card with Um, ugh, with our 7-2 performance. So let's start off with Sharaf Davlat Muradov. I had him winning a decision. I believe so, at least. Yep. And I believe Anthony Adams was just his gas tank's bad, and I just thought Sharaf would be too much for him, and yeah, turns out he was. Um, but yeah, didn't get to see too much of Sharaf. I didn't really get to watch this fight too closely. Again, I was monitoring a lot of fights yesterday. But let's get to the rest of the card. I managed to watch this fight, Chris Lencioni versus Blake Smith. Blake Smith is kind of a can. I didn't realize how bad. Um, Chris Lencioni had this in the bag. I should have, made him a max play, and I didn't. But it is what it is. Chris Lencioni picks up a nice win. The Sunshine Man, beautiful win. Good jiu-jitsu. You know, his hard work pays off. Moving on. We have We had Tyrell Fortune taking on Sergey Bilistoni. Apparently Tyrell won via DQ. I thought it was going to be Sergey round one. If not, Tyrell wins. Sergey manages to screw it up for himself in round one, so I'll take it. Yeah, we had Fortune by decision. We'll take it. Moving on. I had Kenneth Cross as my dog of the card. Turns out he is terrible. He has one round of cardio, and then he is done. He is a done man. But yeah, Kenneth Cross really let me down there. Had the over and a lot, and he just screwed it all up. Submitted in round two. It is what it is, though. Um, yeah, bad call on my part. Moving on, we have Levon Shokeli versus Michael Lombardi. Lombardo was actually getting takedowns, which was surprising, but Shokeli was the one dictating the fight, landing all the good shots, landing all the damaging shots, and picking up a unanimous decision win. Very solid prediction on my part. Really proud of that perform. Really proud of that pick. And yes, I did just fart, so deal with that. Um, but yeah, we had Joe Kelly winning. Um, great performance, and yeah, we're curious to see who they give him next. Moving on, we had Sabatello versus Marcus Breno. Turns out Breno is actually a fraud in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I thought he was actually better than that. Turns out he isn't. Danny Sabatello, either he's really good, or just not as good as I thought he was. I'm going to go with Breno not being as good as I thought he was, because Sabatello couldn't even come close to that in a match with Stotts. So, yeah, Sabatello, easy win. Had him by decision. Sucks to suck. It is what it is. Moving on, the person who made us the most money on the card, Sarah McMahon. Never thought I'd be saying that, but live betting is real, and Arlene Blanco can not get up when she's on the ground. So easy win for Sarah McMahon. Yeah, really scary in the third round, but she manages to pull it off, and we cash big. But yeah, let's get on to the rest of the card. We had Tim Johnson versus Said Salma. Said Salma is on a fade list. He is absolutely garbage. I can't believe how American Top Team let that guy in. Didn't tell him to go to light heavyweight. This guy is a fraud of a heavyweight. I don't understand how he even won fights. Yeah, not much else to say. Terrible performance by Sama. Yeah. But yeah, I still thought he still did enough to win, but it is what it is. Moving on. Liz Carmouche versus Deanna Bennett. It was starting off to be really bad. 3 rounds down. Deanna Bennett up 3 rounds. My dumb butt thought it was a good idea to live bet, max bet Bennett at make a negative. I don't know how much, but I screwed up big time. Lost a bunch of money, and yeah, that's what you get when you try to get greedy. I got greedy, and it cost me. And my original pick, Liz Carmouche inside the distance, cashes with ease. Not ease, but you know what I mean. Good prediction, good card. 24 units if you didn't, if 24 units on the card, can't complain about that. Um, 7-2 on picks, you know how it is. But let's get into the Bellator 295 card we had today. That was a really good card. Shocking card, but let's get into it. So we had, oh my goodness, sweet Lord. Come on. You guys are seeing this, right? Oh my Jesus. Oh my days. Man, I'm pressing the middle. That's some bullshit. All right. Well, not much I can do if it's not gonna go. One sec. Let me try reloading it one more time. Yeah, that's another thing that pisses me off. I had Tank Davis winning, and then I had over 7.5. He finishes him right before the over 7.5. How depressing is that? It is what it is, though. This is why I don't tell people. I always do my own thing. Moving on. So we had let's start off the card. We had Alexei Shirkovich versus Masuki Kiriui. Really fun fight. I thought Alexei was getting the better of the exchanges. He was looking good, looking like he was on his way to a unanimous decision until Kirk Rory unloaded the death punch, and that's all she wrote. Alexei can hit him with a bunch of punches and it won't phase him, but you land one of those Masuki punches and then Alexei is done. So yeah, good win for Karaoke. Another win for Japan. Moving on. We had Alara Joanne. I had the over 1.5, over 2.5 in most of my parlays. Cashes with these. Yeah, Alara Joanne loses. I thought she won. It is what it is. All those robberies eventually caught up to her. Can't be fighting that style and expect to win. Her style is very unreliable. Um, yeah, good performance by Brunella, and she's actually not a bad looking girl either. So good on her. Moving on, we had Davion Franklin versus Kasim Araz. Exactly what I thought would happen, except Davion Franklin's cardio is a liability. I didn't realize how bad until I watched this fight. Kareem Aras was a punching bag, and Davion Franklin, all he had to do was just keep doing what he was doing. And he decided to go balls to the walls for a minute, and then he'd take a break. Balls to the walls for a minute, and then he'd take a break. It was like, man, if you just keep a good pace, this guy will not last. He won't last. And unfortunately, he just didn't figure that out until it was too late. Um, Not unfortunately, sorry. Fortunately, he figured it out with good coaches, Greg Jackson, Winklejohn, great corner he had, and unanimous decision win. Landed all the good shots. I'm happy we didn't get robbed. And yeah, moving on. I had Bobby King I had Elon Cruz taking on Bobby King, and in the first round, I was looking like an idiot. Elon Cruz is getting pieced up, beat up, and it wasn't even close. Move on to round two. I live bet Bobby King and it cost me. Bobby King, I have nothing more. I have nothing positive to say to you, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut here. I can't believe how you can't win one more round. You didn't put that much energy into the first round. Why can't you win one more round? Blows my mind. It is what it is. Elon Cruz is apparently that good at grappling. I'll take it into note. Moving on. We had Samiko Inaba versus Veda Ortega. Dominant performance by Inaba. I did not expect to be how dominant she was. I know Ortega's a punching bag. I just thought she'd mix in her grappling, and turns out Inaba has good hips and can deal with the grappling somewhat. I do think there's going to be someone to expose her, but I don't think Veda was that girl. And yeah, great win for Samika. She's gorgeous. She's savage, and yeah, not much else I could say about it. Moving on. We had Kai Kamaka the third taking on Adley Edwards. Now this fight was interesting because I thought Adley Edwards was gonna cause us some problems with the jiu-jitsu, but he actually couldn't get Kai down. In fact, Kai was the one landing you know, the more impactful takedowns. And I thought Kai had a near perfect performance, other than a finish. Adley Edwards got battered for 3 rounds. Kai Kamaka showing there's levels to this game. Great performance by Kai Kamaka. Truly impressed. Moving on, we had Mads Burnell, or sorry, we had Justin Gonzalez versus Mads Burnell. This should have been a easy pick on hindsight. I just recency bias kind of screwed with me here. Justin Gonzalez, he doesn't have much off his back. I didn't realize it until this fight. Mads Burnell is a true vet, true gamer, and I love watching him fight. Moving on, and I also had the over 1.5 there, which also cashed. So there you go. We had Aaron Pico versus James Gonzalez as our lock of the card. Had him in the distance, but James Gonzalez is one tough SOB. Pico landed devastating shots, just didn't get the job done. But he won in unanimous decision, so that's all that matters. Easy. Lock of the card cashes with ease. Moving on, we had Yancy Medeiros versus Charlie Leary. I didn't realize how bad Charlie Leary is, or either that or Medeiros is actually pretty good. Yancey with the dominant win, easy win, hometown win. I'm really happy for him. Wish I had more on him. It is what it is. Moving on, we had Elimele McFarland taking on Kana Watanabe. And this is exactly what I thought would happen. Watanabe with zero damage, zero submission threats, and Elimele was always active. I thought she won 30-27, 29-28 at worst. Good performance by Elimele. Yeah, she's got some shit to work on. She wants to fight Liz Carmouche, but good win. I'll take it. Biggest play of the card was her live betting, so thank you so much for that, Lehman there. Moving on, the shock of the card. We had Patchy Mix versus Rafael Stotts. I had him by submission or decision. I had no idea he even knew how to strike or throw those knees like that. Turns out this man's a walking highlight reel. Turns out this man is the real deal. And turns out this man is possibly the best bantamweight in the world. Really happy for Patchy Mix. He earns it with the hard work he does, with all the things he's been through. Can't say enough good things about the guy. Great guy, solid, humble beast, and yeah, great win for Patchy Mix. This is definitely a career milestone for him. I'm really happy for him. But yeah, guys, uh, cashed 24 units on that card, and we cashed 18.5 units on this card. That's almost 40 units. We lost a lot. I know on the second last Bellator card. Got to make that back. We're actually ahead of schedule, so we're killing it. We're killing the game. Like over 1,000 units on the year, almost 1,100 units on the year. That's insane. That's unheard of. Great year. Anyways, guys, I'm blessed. I'm grateful, and I got one more video to go. So I'm gonna go get some food in me, and then I'm gonna get it done. So until next time, guys. Ciao.